In this session, let's talk about creating few automation test cases for the website WordPress.com. First, we'll create some automation test cases, 3 or 4 automation test cases we'll create for the WordPress.com. And once we write the automation code, we can start implementing the automation framework concepts one after the another and see how our code is going to optimize. Is nothing but initially we write some test cases without the automation framework, without awareing of the automation framework. In general way, we write the automation code. And by implementing the automation framework concept one after the another, and you can see the change in our code, how it is going to be optimized, and how the readability is going to be increased, how the modularity is going to be increased. And you can see the lot of changes in our code. And we'll also understand what is the importance of each automation framework concept and how do we implement it and how it benefits to us. So for doing all those things, first of all, we need to write some automation code. Let's say this is the WordPress.com. This is a website which we are going to use it to write our automation test cases and to implement our automation framework. In simple, we are going to test this website. We're going to automate this website. If you're not aware of what is WordPress.com, WordPress.com is a website which is useful or which allows users to create their own website. It's a blogging website. By signing here, you can create your own blog or you can create your own website. Okay. So let's create some test cases, then we'll automate. First of all, let's create some manual test cases here and we'll convert them to automation. So open WordPress.com. And before you open the WordPress.com, you need to open the browser. Open the browser, whatever it is. It could be Chrome or Firefox or whatever it is. Let's say Chrome. Open the browser Chrome, open WordPress.com and click on login link. This is the login link. You can see that the highlighted one, that is the login link. So the moment you click on login link, it navigates to a login page. Click on login link. Enter username. Enter username. So once you enter the username, click on continue. If the username is valid, once you click on the continue button, you can able to see the password. Click on continue button. Enter password. Now click on login button. Okay, so this is one test. Test one. So when you enter valid username and valid password and you click on login button, the test should pass. You should be able to see the dashboard page. You should be able to see the logged in page. In simple, login should be successful. So how do we say it is successful? If you see logged in page, if you see dashboard page, that means the test is successful. For example, you can say click on login. So if the given username and password is valid, you should be able to see this page. This is called dashboard page, or you can also say logged in page. So log out. Let's write one more scenario. Test 2. Can do the same thing. Enter username. So this time enter invalid username. So when you enter invalid username, click on login link. And when you enter invalid username, let's say some number, and click on continue. So if the username is not valid, it will say user does not exist. And click on continue. What should happen? It should show error message. What is that error message? User does not exist. Okay. So you can create a number of invalid scenarios. For example, in the test 3, enter the invalid username with special characters, for example. Okay. Some special characters. Click on continue. So it is showing a different error message. It should show error message, and that is this one. So these are the 3 test cases that we are going to automate in this session. Let's write the code. So first of all, you're going to create a test class, and these scenarios are talking about login functionality. So we can say we can create login test.java. So before we create a class, it is a guideline that we create a package first. We should create a class in the package. New package com.wordpress.test. I mentioned com.wordpress. The reason is we are going to automate wordpress.com, and that is the reason I have used the package name as com.wordpress. If you are not aware, please remember that whenever you are creating the package name must be reversing the domain name. For example, it is wordpress.com, then you have to start with com.wordpress. Let's say if you are writing the automation test for google.com, you have to start com.google. So it should start with reversing the company name. If you see many packages, either start with com.company name or org.company name or net.company name. It will be like that. So as we are going to automate wordpress.com, I'm going to create a package com.wordpress. And what we're creating, we're actually creating the test. That's the reason I said .test. And in this package, create a class login test. So this is our first test in our automation framework. Let's create a main method. So let's create the driver object, web driver equal to new Chrome driver dot get. So what is the URL? wordpress.com. Driver dot manage dot timeouts dot implicit wait. Let's always have a habit of giving implicit wait seconds. And I also recommend driver dot window. Maximize the window. So always have a habit of adding the implicit weight and maximizing the window. Now, what is the next step? Open the browser, that is done. Open the WordPress.com, that is also done. Click on login link. So if you want to click on login link, so inspect this element. It has ID, navbar login link. Driver dot find element by dot ID. And you know that find element returns a web element object. Let's name it as login link. And you have to click on this login link dot click. Okay, the moment you click on login link, it goes to a different page, that is login page. And in the login page, you need to enter username and then click on continue and then enter password, etc. Driver dot find element by dot okay, you need to inspect this element. Let's name it as username. Username dot clear the text. You need to clear the text. Send keys. Okay, enter the username. Now click on continue button, inspect the continue button. It does not have any ID or name. Let's go with the XPath. I'll find the XPath. I'll write the XPath by using the text. So it is a button, right? Button text equal to continue. And this find element, the method find element returns a web element. Save that web element in a variable. Continue button. It's a button, so we click on it. And then the moment you click on continue button, it show you the password text field. Inspect that password text field. It has an ID password. Driver dot find element by dot ID password. And again, this returns a web element object. Password is a text field, so always clear the text field first. Clear the text field first, and then do the send keys. Now, finally, you need to click on login button. So again, this does not have any ID or name. Go with the text that is login, and the tag name is button. So you have to use XPath. You can use XPath or CSS. I'm using XPath. Login button. So it is nothing but, if you look at this XPath, it is nothing but find the button whose text is login. Okay, here if you look at find the button whose text is continue. Okay, that is the meaning of the XPath that we have chosen in this code. Click. Okay, so this is the test one. So open the browser, that is Chrome, and load the URL wordpress.com. Click on the login link, enter the username, enter the username, click on continue button, enter the password, click on login button. This is the test one. Okay, that is not enough, that is not completed. We have to do validation. Login should be successful, right? So when you enter the valid username and valid password, and you click on login button, you will be navigating to the dashboard page. Okay, so to make sure the login is successful, if you are in the dashboard page, if you are in the logged in page, that is nothing but the login is successful. Okay, so to make sure that you are in the dashboard page, okay, to make sure the login is successful, let's check whether this element is exist or not. If this particular icon is available, once you click on the login button, if this icon is available, that is nothing but you are in the dashboard page, that is nothing but the login is successful. So it does not have any ID or a name. Again, we have to go with the XPath. So I'm going to use this property alt equal to me, and whose tag name is img. Okay, so with this information, let's define the XPath. Driver dot find element by dot XPath. So always you have to start with the tag name, that is img, and whenever you are mentioning the property, make sure you say add property name alt equal to the value of the property name, that is me in this case. So it is nothing but find the image whose property alt is me, whose property alt is me, or whose property alt is me. Web element icon. It's a profile icon. So if this profile icon is exist, that means your test is pass, otherwise your test is fail. Boolean is profile icon exists. Let's create a variable is displayed. If is profile icon exists is true, that means you can say test is pass. Test is fail, otherwise. So this is how we write the code if you don't have any automation framework. Okay, this is how we generally write the code. So slowly, when we implement our automation framework concepts one after the another, you can see how the code is going to be optimized. Okay, so this is the test one. Let's say test one. That is also not sufficient. We need to set the system.property, system.set property. You need to give the path of the Chrome driver. You need to define the webdriver.chrome.driver and path of the Chrome driver. The Chrome driver is available here. Let's take the path. Okay. So this is the test one. And for now, I recommend add a little bit thread.sleep before you enter the password. The reason is the moment you click on continue button, it will take some time to appear the password text field. Okay. So let's give a minimal thread.sleep. In the later stages, we remove this sleep. So that is the test one. Let's run this test one and make sure it is working fine. You can see that the test is passed. Okay. Now let's write the test 2. What is that test 2? Open the browser, open the WordPress.com, click on login link, enter invalid username, and click on continue button. It should show error message. It should show error message. So like that, you can write the test. But let's look at this. Let's look at this code. What is the problem? So test one is absolutely fine. I don't see any problem. But when it comes to test two, you can see that the driver variable is duplicated, login link is duplicated, username is duplicated, and continue button is duplicated. Okay, so these are the problems. If you rewrite the code for a second test, and you see a lot of duplicate variables. And moreover, if you look at this code, the main method is having lots of code. It is not very clear which code is for which test. And moreover, we are seeing a lot of compilation errors because of duplicate variables. Okay, so the approach which we can do is, for now, rather than keeping all the test code, test 1, test 2, test 3, test 4, rather than keeping all the different types of tests in one single main method, what we can do is you can create two methods or a number of methods, depends on how many test cases you are depends on how many test cases you are having. Test login with valid username. Let's create one test method. Keep this entire code here. Add the throws declaration. Let's create one more test method. Login with invalid username. Let's keep this test2. Okay, so now there are no duplicate variables, nothing. Each test is present in its own method. Test 1 present in its own method, test 2 is present in its own method. So it is very easy to understand. If you want to see how many test methods are there, you can say Control O to see test login with valid username, test login with invalid username. Okay, these are the two test methods which are available. Now we need to call these test methods. If you simply write the test methods, it will not be executed. When I execute the program run as Java application, the main method will be executed. In the main method, there is no code, and your test will not be executed. If you want to see, you can see that run as Java application. Nothing happened because when I run the Java application, the main method is executed. In the main method, there is no code, so no test method will be invoked. So if you want to invoke these two test methods, or if you want to invoke the test methods which are present in the login test class, in simple, if you want to invoke any method in a class, what you do, you need to create an object for the class login test equal to class name again. Now use this object name test dot and invoke the methods test login with invalid username, test login with valid username, however it is. Okay, and I recommend once you're done with the test, you close the browser. Okay, so let's run the code. Yeah, you can see that both the tests are passed. Okay. In the next session, I'm going to explain what are the different problems with this approach and how we are overcome through test ng concept.